Hello, guys, and you're all welcome to your first design class. So, today we are going to be doing this very simple design of a cupcake. So, this is a design that you can do for your brand if you have a business brand, or for your clients if you want to do design as a business. So, this is not hard, this is very easy. So, we are going to jump right into it and we are going to start now. So to start this design, we'll go back to our welcome to Photoshop page. So whenever you open Photoshop, this is the first thing that you're going to see. It will welcome you to Photoshop because it's not easy to open Photoshop and say you want to design. So me, I'm telling you guys, welcome to Photoshop. So when you open the Photoshop, this designs you're seeing here are all the recent designs that you have done. So it's you can either open a previous work by clicking on this open, or you can click on create new to create a new design file. So we are going to click on create new because we want to create a new design from scratch. So you click on the create new, and then when it brings you to this page, you can choose the size of the design that you want to do. So what we are focusing on is social media design. So in the future, you could be doing a print design for someone, so you could just click here and click on A4 for a poster design, or you can click on A5 for a flyer design. But these other things, I don't think you really need them. What you majorly need is this print, and or you come back to your recent and you pick the ones that you are always working with. So for this design, we are going to choose 1080 by 1080, which is the normal Instagram size for design. Not just Instagram, I think every other platform is making use of this 1080 by 1080. So you leave your resolution at 300, and you leave every other thing the way it is, and you click on create. So where the when you click on create, it will open this blank file for you. So the next thing you need to do is you need to start planning out what you are designing. But before you first of all start designing, you already know that you want to do a design and you already planned out what you want to design and how it's going to be. So we are just going to start. Just like I said in the previous video, this is your title bar. So you could name it before you come to this page, and you could still save your file and name it. So what we are going to do, we are going to save this file, and just like I told you, how to save this file is you go to file, you go to save as, you click on save as, and then you save it with whatever you want to save it as. So we were going to say cupcake first design class. You leave it at Photoshop because you want to save it as a Photoshop file, and then you click on save, and it is automatically going to save this design for you. And subsequently, as you are working, you click on Control S, you hold Control and you click on S to continue saving that same file. Because if you don't click on Control S, you will lose all your design file. If you have any, if maybe your laptop goes off, or there is, if you are using TV laptop and maybe they take the light and your laptop goes off, your file will just go like that. So for that not to happen, as you are creating this design, you are clicking Control S to save your designs. So that is that about that. And just like I told you, this is our toolbar, this is our menu bar, and what we are going to be focusing on in this design is our layers and our toolbar, because that is the major things that we are going to be using. So to start our design, you go to your tools bar and you click on this rectangle bar. You click on the tool and you draw out a rectangle. Okay, that is the first thing you do. You draw out your rectangle, and then to change the color of this rectangle, because you don't want to work with black, obviously, you can come to your layer panel, double click on it, and change the color to whatever you want. So I'm going to type in the color code that we are going to use. You can as well type it in if you want to use the same color that I'm using for this design. So the color code is AB2100. So this is the brown color that we're using for this design. And the next thing for you to do is to click OK, right? And this is our design file. So whenever you use the any other tool in this design in Photoshop, make sure you go back and click on this move tool. You click on it because that is what is going to help you to move around objects or click on other things or do any other thing, it is this move tool. If you don't click on it, you might scatter your design, because if you are still on this place, you might just keep on trying to, move this rectangle, but you don't know that you are still creating additional rectangles. Do you get? So that's not what we want to do. So we click on our move tool, and then we are starting our design. So the first thing that we are going to type in, you click on your type tool, which is this place. You click on it. If you don't want to click on it, you can just click on T, which is the shortcut T, and it will take you to your um text tool. So we click, and then we type in yum. So when we type it in, we can highlight it by clicking Control A. When you click Control A on your keyboard, or if you are using HP, if you are using normal laptop and not Apple laptop, you can just click on Control A and it will highlight. Right? So we change our size. We pick the size we're going to use 24. We are not going to use this Montserrat. This is not the font that we are going to use. So if you are using if you are using Apple laptop, it's Command A. Control for those that are not using Apple, Command for people that are using Apple Mac. So we are going to pick our fonts, and the font we are going to use for this is Sauce Tomato. Now you don't need to worry about this, because I've gone ahead to prepare all the typefaces that we use for this design for you. So they are in the design resources file. So all you need to do is to extract these fonts. Once you extract it, it's going to automatically appear in your character panel. So whenever you want to do any design, it's always there for you. So we are going to change this, because this is not the color we want to use. And just like I said, once you are done typing, go back and click your move to. So when you click on your move to, it's going to highlight. If it is not showing this, that means this place is clicked, is not checked. So make sure you check it, so that it will always show you when you have clicked on something. So we are going to go to our color, and we are going to pick pure white color. We are just using pure white color, and that is FFFFF. So we take our white, we click on OK, and then we make sure that we align it to the center. Next thing for us to type is the bakery. You click on your move to, you click on your type to, sorry, or you click T on your keyboard. Then we are going to type in bakery, all on capital letter. Now, as you can see, it's whenever you use a typeface on Photoshop and type, when you want to type again, it will still use that same typeface. Unless you want to change, then you can go back to the character panel and change it. But in this case, we don't want to change it. We still want to use this bakery. So for this bakery, we are going to change it to, let's use 36. Let's use 36 points, and we're going to work on the color. Let's leave the color. We're going to pick our colors later. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to bring in the cupcake that we're going to use for this design. And mind you, when you are working on Photoshop, be mindful of your layer panel, because that is one thing that can confuse you so much in design, because you can scatter everything. And make sure that, okay, now the way layer panel works, just like I told you before, is it's just like stacking books on a table. The first book you put will always be the one down. When you put another book, it will be at the top of that book, and it keeps on going that way. So if you check, the first thing we put here was the rectangle. So that is the first thing. That is the thing that is down. Then we placed our our text. So they are on top of each other. Do you notice it? So make sure that you are very watchful and mindful of your layer panel, because sometimes the rectangle might be at the top and you're now looking for your yum. You're like, where is my yum? Why, when you don't know that it is hiding under the rectangle, because you placed the rectangle any other thing at the top. So always make sure that you are mindful of your layer panel. So we are going to bring in our image. So to bring in your image in Photoshop, all you need to do is click on File, click on Open. Now, if you open this image, it will open like a new file, but we don't want that. We want the cupcake to be in this our design. We want it to appear inside this our work. So what we can do is to go to File, Place Embedded, and then we can come to the cupcake design and double click to place our image. Now our image has been placed, but the problem is it has a transparent background. There's a transparent background around it. So the thing you can do is you click on this magic wand tool, you click on select subject. This select subject is very, it makes designing easy because once you click on select subject, it will automatically select the subject for you without you having to go in by yourself to do it. So once it has selected, you come over to this place, you come over here and you click on layer mask. What this layer mask does is to remove this background. Now we call it non-destructive editing because even if you want to come back to this, to the way it is, even if you want to retrieve the background, you can just simply delete the layer mask and then you have your image. So you add the layer mask and it will automatically remove the background for you. Now be very mindful that if for the background to remove, for it to go out, your foreground color, this is called foreground color. Your foreground color has to be black. In design, there is something we say, that's in Photoshop, there is something we say black hides, white reveals. This is what I mean. Now it is black and your background has gone out. Now, if you change the foreground color and make white this foreground color, you can use it to bring back the you can use it to bring back the background that you've removed. This is what I mean. If your foreground color is white and you paint in with your brush tool while the foreground color is white, it will bring back those background that you removed. But we don't want that now. I'm just giving you an instance. So we are going to do Ctrl Z to undo. So we've placed our yummy cupcake, but we don't want it to be that size. It's too big. We are going to reduce it because we're going to place some other text under it, and we don't really want it to cover our bakery that much. So we'll just keep it at this size, reduce it a bit. So I think like this is okay. So we have placed our yum bakery, our yummy cupcake. Now the next thing to do is we are going to add other text. And for you to add other text, okay, now for this bakery, let's change the color of this bakery. So what we can do is we can sample the color of this cake. So if you cannot, you can just copy this color code. This color code is FFE55599. Sorry, FFE599. So you could just copy the code and place it in your design. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is to add a text for this our cake. So to do that, let's create our rectangle. We're going to draw a rectangle. Let's impute the rectangle size by ourselves. So we're going to come here and click. We're going to come here and type in 218 by 139. So this is the size that we want to use for our text, for our rectangle, and then we are going to change the round part to 16 pixels, and it's going to round up the parts for us. So we can place it here. Yeah, this place is okay, and we're going to change the color. We're going to change the color of the rectangle to this color that we are using, for our bakery. So another thing for you to note is that you can easily sample a color by moving your cursor out of this color picker. When you move it out, you can easily sample colors from other objects that are on the screen. So we are going to sample this color and then click OK. Now we are going to type in our text. Let's type in So for you to type in the text, you draw a text box. Let's draw in a text box, and we are going to keep our size very small. We're going to type in our size 5. That is what we want to use. And we'll keep our leading at 6 pixels. So let's type in indulging. Okay, it's showing all caps. We don't want it to be, we don't want it to be bold. So we're going to type in lowercase. Indulging in the delightful sweetness of this cupcake. So this is what we want to type, and we will change our alignment to left. We want it to be left aligned. So this is how we can try to to position our. So after typing, we can change the color. Let's change the color. Now the color we want to change it to is the background color. So just click on the background and the color will change, and then we'll move our text into the rectangle background. So this is what we have. Then that is done. The next thing for us to add, we are going to add a text that says try me. Now for this, we are going to use another text for it. So we are going to first of all draw our rectangle. So to draw our rectangle, we'll pick the rectangle tool and we'll draw a small rectangle. We'll leave it at white and we'll bring it to this place. Then we round it up to 16 pixels. So 16 is okay, it works for me. And then we pick our text tool and we type try me. So we cannot see the text because it's it's the same color with the background. So all you need to do to see the text is click on your move tool and on move the text on the rectangle. So we are going to make our try me 12 pixels, and then we are going to change the font. We are going to change it to this script font which says crustaceans signature demo. So we are going to click on it, and that is going to be our font for the try me. Now it's looking fine, right? So the next thing you can do is highlight the two. Now you can do this by clicking on the try me, holding down the shift button to click and highlight the rectangle, and then we are going to change the angle. So just gradually move it, just tilt it a bit, and then you move it close to our cupcake. So after doing this, you can come to the rectangle and we are going to add a little bit of shadow to the rectangle. So what you can do is come to your rectangle, right click on blending options, and we are going to add drop shadow. Now this drop shadow is too big. We are going to reduce the distance. We're going to reduce the size a bit. So you can just copy the values, or if you want to try it out on your own, fine. You can try to do the adjustments on your own while you watch with your eyes. So after doing that, you just click on OK. We've added our try me text and the rectangle. Now the next thing for us to do is to add the phone number of the store. So to do that, you click on your type tool and you click on your screen. Now we're going to type in, you can just type in any number of your choice. While me, I'm going to type this. Now we cannot see the text, reason being that it is the same color as our background. So what you can do is click on Ctrl A Go to this box, to this color box on your character panel, and change it to white. Drag it up till you have complete F here. And I click on OK. And just like I told you, it is going to have the text, it is going to have the font or the typeface of what we previously used, and that was what we used for this try me. So that is why we are still having it here. So what you can do is to go to your character panel and change it to Montserrat, which is what you want to use, and then change it to bold. Now the text, we are going to leave it 8 pixels. So let's change it to 8 pixels, and then let's type in all our numbers. So this is the number we want to use. So after typing it in, you click on this check, and after that you move your phone number down. So you see where the smart guide is showing us that we can place it. So we can place it here. And after that, let's type in our website. So we can click on the screen and then type in www.yourwebsite. We can type it in capital letter. So since we've already typed it, let's just finish it. Your website.com. So we want it to be in capital letter. So we can click here. This is for all caps. This means that you want to put your text on all caps, which is capital letter. So we are going to click there, and it's going to be on capital letter. But we want to change the size and the weight of the font. We don't want it to be this big, so that we can create contrast in the design. So you can come here and change it to regular, and then you can change the size of the text to 5 pixels, and then you move it close to the number and make sure that it is well aligned. Then the next thing for us to add is your order now. So we can do that by creating a rectangle. We're going to create an order now rectangle. So let's put in our values for the rectangle. So we want to use 261 by 63 pixels, and then we are going to change the corner radius to 32. So this is okay for us. Then once you have done that, you move it so that it can align with the number. Now you see the smart guide is helping us to do all the things that we need to do to align things properly. So we are going to change the color of this our rectangle. We are going to change it to the color of this um we're going to change it to the color of this bakery. Of this, let's adjust the color of the bakery first. This is you can copy this color code. This is the color code I want to use. So it's FACC91. Let's change it. Then we can change the color of the rectangle to that. And this rectangle we are currently working with, we can change it by just sampling the color. Click OK. So the next thing we are going to do, we're going to add a circle that will house our arrow. So you go back to your shape tool, you right click, and then we take the ellipse tool. So the ellipse tool, you can just click and add the values that you want to add, or you can as well choose to draw out the value. So if you are drawing it out for all the sides to be equal, you have to hold down shift while you drag. So we're going to impute our own value. So we want to use 49 pixels by 49 pixels. You go back and you click on your move tool so that you can move around this our rectangle, this our circle, this our ellipse. So we are going to place it inside, we're going to place it inside of this rectangle and make sure that it is aligned well. Now we don't like the white color, that's not what we want to use. You're going to use a darker shade so that it can be legible. So you double click, you come to your layer panel, you double click on the rectangle, and then we're going to sample the color of the cupcake, the brown color of the cupcake. So you just bring your cursor out of the color picker and then you sample the color and then you click on OK. So we are okay with how it is positioned. Now we can go to our shape tool also, right click, click on custom shape, come to this custom shape and pick this arrow. This is the arrow we are going to use for our design. So you click on this arrow and then you click, you hold shift and drag. So this is the rectangle that we are going to use for our design. So you make sure that you bring it on the circle. So this size is okay. This size is okay for us. So you can just place it in the circle and then we are going to type in our order now. As you can see, the text is very big. So you can just come here, let's change our text to Montserrat, change it to bold, change it to 6 pixels, and we're also going to change the color. We're going to change the color to this dark brown. So let's type in our order now. You can type it on all caps, order now. Then you go back, you pick your move tool and use it to place the order now well. Make sure that it is well aligned. The smart guide is going to help you to position it well. Now we are almost done with our design. Our design is already, cooking. So we want to place an overlay on this background. We don't want the background to be plain. So how can we do this? You can click on this rectangle so that when you bring in the overlay, it's going to be on the rectangle, because if you don't do this, it is going to be on top of the entire design and you might get confused. So make sure you are on this rectangle, then you go to file, go to place embedded, and then we're going to click on this. Then you adjust it and you fit it. Make sure that it fits to the background by dragging it from both sides. Then you click on this check. Then we are going to come to our blending modes and we are going to change it to which one are we going to use? So we are going to change it to color burn. This is okay for us, and we are going to reduce the opacity so that it's not too harsh. So we're going to change the opacity to 63. Now our design is looking yummy, just like the name. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to add a shadow under this cupcake so that it doesn't look artificial. So you can create a shadow by coming to this place, clicking on create new layer. This new layer here, you click on create new layer, and then we can pick our brush tool. Make sure that our foreground color is dark. Let's use this dark is okay. Just sample the cake color, type OK, and then we are going to increase our brush. So to increase your brush, all you need to do is click on your keyboard, click on the right bracket key on your keyboard to increase, then the left bracket key to reduce your brush size. So we're going to click on the right because we want to increase it. This size is okay. Then you can just click on your screen, just click just one dot, and then you go back, pick your move tool, and then you hold down shift and adjust the shadow. This is the shadow that we are going to use, and then move it on all sides just like I'm doing, and then place it under the cupcake. If it's on top of the cupcake, drag it down. Make sure you drag it so that it's placed under the cupcake. So this is okay. So we are going to add an adjustment layer on this cupcake so that the color will match the color of this background, because as it is now, it's a bit different from the background. So to do this, we come to our adjustment layer, we click on it, and we're going to pick color balance. So before we start adding the colors, make sure that you click on this place to clip it to only the cupcake so it doesn't affect all the background, the entire design. So we click here and it is clipped to only the cupcake. So we add a little bit of red, like let's say 11. Then we add a little bit of green, let's say like 6. And then we can add a little bit of blue, let's say 3. And then we move to our shadows and we're going to add more red. This is okay. Add a little bit of magenta. 6 is okay. And then we can add a little bit of blue. Now if you look, it's matching with the background. This is the before and this is the after. I'm sure you are noticing a tremendous amount of change. So that is it about color grading. That's it about color grading the cupcake to match with the background. So we are almost done with the design. We just need to add some few elements and we are done. So we want to add strokes around this bakery. So what you can do is pick your what's it called, your pen tool. You can click on this. You can as well click on P. So we're going to draw a little line. Just click, and then we are going to change it to, we're going to remove the fill and we're going to add stroke. Now this stroke color, want it to be the same color as the bakery. So this is the color we are going to use, and the you can leave the size to 2. That's okay. Or let's increase it. It's too tiny. So you click on P again. That's for the pen tool, and then you click on the number, and then you use your up arrow tool on your keyboard to move it up. Let's say 3. You click on enter. Let's increase it again. Let's make it 4. Click on enter, and then you click on your move tool. I feel like it's still too thin. P. Let's add more. This is okay. So we're going to place this. Then what you can do is click on this arrow on this shape, click on Ctrl J twice, and you can start moving it to place it. So we're going to change the angle to something like this. We're going to also move the other shape, move it down, change the angle like this, move it down. So this is how we can do it. Then you can click and group it so that you don't start looking for it. Ctrl G, and they are grouped together. And then we are going to reduce it. Hold down your shift key, or you don't need to hold down your shift, you can just resize it, make it a bit smaller, position it well, and then click on OK. It's too close to each other. Let's adjust it a bit. Let's move it. So this is okay. Move it, move this, and then okay, you move this a bit so it can be at the center. Let's change the angle a bit. Okay. So this is okay. You don't have to be too perfect. So you can click on the group which you've made and click on Ctrl J. Once you click on Ctrl J, it will duplicate it, and then you click on it and then you move it to the down part of this B. You change the angle and make it to face up, and then you can position it like this. After positioning it, you make sure that you click here, check to make sure that it's placed well. Now we have one more to go. We have one more to go, which is the arrow. So that's what we are going to do now. So we are going to add the remaining arrow, and to do that, we are going to go to File, Place Embedded, and this is the arrow. You double click on it and it will automatically come in into your program. So we are going to place it. You can adjust it like this. You can change the angling, then bring it down a bit, and that is it. Once you're done placing it, you click on check, and that is it about the design. So for this website, let's change the color before we are done. Let's change the color to the bakery color. So you just sample the bakery color and you're good to go. So this is it about today's design. It's not hard. It's not hard. So this class is pre-recorded and you have it to watch at any time. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the group chat and I would definitely answer you. So do have a nice day and I hope you understood everything in this design. Bye.